Okay, in my last video you saw me partly rebuild the carbs. I put a new needle and seat in the float chambers. I put new jets in as well, gave the carbs a good clean, and now I've just had the engine running just to warm it up prior to doing a tune-up. Apologies for the noise, it's a bit noisy at the moment because the muffler is whacking against the door here and it's just causing a bit of noise, and of course it's not actually in tune yet. So I'll set myself up and I'll get back to you. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is take out the plugs and inspect the state of the plugs. And what I do here, I got this tip from someone else on YouTube, but I usually mark the leads with a cable tie. 1, 2, 3. No need to do the fourth one because you know that one's 1, 2, 3. I know the firing order, I can work it out, but it just makes it a little bit easier when you put it back together. 1, 3, 4, 2 is the firing order, but as I said, this just makes it easier to find the correct lead. So we'll go ahead and take the plugs out. So this is cylinder 3 and that plug looks probably okay to me. This is cylinder 4. They've both been fed by the same carburetor. This one looks okay, but this one's rich. This could be a valve problem, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll have to investigate. And the same thing applies to cylinders 1 and 2. Okay, now I'll remove the air cleaners. Okay, the first thing I need to do is slacken off the clamps for the throttle control. And those bolts are 5/16, top and bottom. A bit tricky to get to, but it's doable. It's one done. That's the other one done. So these two are now independent of the shaft. And I've got to do the same with the choke shaft. And that appears to be a different size. Okay, that's that done. Next thing I need to do is balance the two carbs. Okay, I need to balance both carbs so that they're reading the same on the anemometer. This carb's reading 5. This carb's reading 10, so this one needs to be speeded up. And 10. Okay, I've adjusted both carburetor fast idle screws till I've got about 1000 RPM, they're both balanced, and I'm now adjusting the fuel mixture. I've turned this one out 3 flats, and when you lift the pot, the revs should drop and then slightly increase when you've got the right mixture. I'm also using the Gunson color tune, which is over there, and when you look down the glass plug you should see a nice blue flame inside the combustion chamber, and it's currently showing a nice blue flame. Screwed this one out 3 flats and I think it's almost there.
Okay, I think I've got these about as good as I'm going to get them, bearing in mind I might have a valve problem because, as I said before, 1 and 2 plugs are quite different and 3 and 4 plugs are quite different. So I'll have to investigate that at some point. That's reading 10. Is it over 10? I'll just set the idle speed. Running a bit fast. Okay, I'm tightening the clamp so that the clamp is 0.3 millimeters above the lower part of the fork on the shaft. I've done that one. Now I'm going to do the front carby. Okay, I've balanced both carburetors with the anemometer so that they're both drawing the same amount of air. I've redone up these 2 clamps on the throttle shaft with 0.3 of a mil play in here between
the shaft on the lever and the fork on the throttle mechanism, so that they both move in sync. When the shaft moves, both clamps move simultaneously and open the throttles at the same time. I've then, after that, checked the airflow again. They're still both the same. Now you have to adjust the throttle shaft so that both choke mechanisms on that side and that side apply choke at the same time. Essentially, when that lever and that lever on this side is activated, it drops the jet and allows more fuel into the engine. So you have to make sure that both jets are dropping at the same time for the movement of the shaft. So the book said you need a 1.6 mil free play, if you like, before the jet needs to drop. So I moved both these levers to give a little play. You then pull the clutch, the choke lever or the choke knob on the dash. It will activate both these levers and drop the jets at the same time, and I've done all that, and that's as good as I can do. It's still not idling very well. I suspect at some point I might have to take the head off and have a look and possibly relap the valves, check the valves. I've done a compression test just so that I could check the compression in each cylinder. Number 1 is 140 psi, number 2 is also 140 or maybe 139, number 3 is 135, and number 4 is 140. So I concluded that the valves are probably okay from that little test. They're all fairly similar, all show good compression, so I was happy with that. The next thing I did was investigate how I check for exact top dead center. So after some investigation on YouTube, the way to check top dead center is with a piston stop. So I decided to make one. Now I won't show you how I made it because there's loads of videos on YouTube showing you how to make these. Essentially it's an old spark plug. You cut the insulator off this end, tap it through with a punch, and the hole that's left is a good size to tap M10. I didn't rebore it or re-drill it. It suited a M10 tap, which I did. I've tapped through, and I've basically screwed a longish M10 bolt in there, and I'll show you that. So this is the piston stop. It's as I said before, it's an old spark plug. Take the insulator out of it, remove it, tap it M10 and screw a bolt in, and then that there gets screwed into the number 1 cylinder. And look, basically you turn the engine one way till the piston stops, put a mark on your harmonic balancer, turn the engine the other way, put another mark on the harmonic balancer, and in between, directly in between those two marks is your top dead center. There's loads of videos on YouTube as to how to do that.
It's running a lot better, a lot smoother. I've taken her for a run and she's running quite well. Bit of a loop round the car. Okay, so my rebuild and tuning episodes are now complete. If you've watched this video, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.